Joe Budden and Akademiks friendship relationship had always been kind of weird to me. Like, even when you look at like Joe, like he not even really cool with Nadeska like that no more. A lot of people he worked with, he not really cool with. I think a lot of people like Akademiks. I think maybe he got a cool heart, swag, got good personality. Maybe people really fuck with him for him. But it seemed like a lot of these podcasters and more so rappers kind of like align with him because they understand that he got the power. Like, you feel me? He has a strong voice. You feel me? Even they was talking about Act one time, and Ish was like, "Yo, our homie Act." Like, Ish would they clown niggas like that. Like, Akademiks is really no different than like an Adin Ross or like these streamers that they clown and shit like that. Like, he's no different than none of these niggas. You feel me? They just look at it like, yo, this is Joe's homie, whatever like that, and they just hold him to a high regard because he got a lot of power, especially after that Drake shit. Drake gave Akademiks a lot of power during that beef and during all that shit like that. A lot of rappers gave him like a lot of power over time. So a lot of the media figures, a lot of the rappers, a lot of the people in the industry have no choice but to fuck with him. I mean, even he knows that. He said that on stream. Akademiks been beefing with Mona, going crazy on Mona and shit like that. Akademiks was going crazy on Rory and Maul back in the day, calling Maul Mealy Maul and all this shit like that. Joe never really stepped in. Adin Ross comes and violates Joe or whatever like that. Akademiks doesn't back him, and Joe gets, I guess, sensitive or whatever like that, and he pretty much calls Ack on air or whatever like that. So anyway, Long Jumping Ask 4448, salute the dog, bro. He always posting on the Joe Budden podcast Reddit. And the title of this video is Joe calls Akademiks to check his temp regarding this issue with Adin Ross. And he just shows the video of him calling or whatever like that. Some of the top comments from Independent Act 7370 says, this is what you get for keeping weirdos in your circle, Joe. Let me find another. Cap Kaka says, so let Adin keep shitting on black women, but as long as he don't shit on Joe, he good. That's funny. They all phony as hell. Joe mad cause acting like Joe to Joe. Somebody says, somebody says, I don't know how anybody could call Akademiks their mans. And Captain Kaka says, Joe secretly don't like dude. He can't possibly fuck with a gump like Ack. Much similar to all the rappers that go sit with Adin Ross, he's a useful tool with the larger audience. Joe talked to everyday struggle friendship, so why Joe don't glaze Nadeska all the time? I just said that. I literally just said that, yo. Information Icy says, I feel the same way about it, but he does shout out Nadeska every so often. Does he? And she was just the moderator. Joe and Akademiks made the show blow up. She may have been a mod, but they all spent the same amount of time together. The Joe Akademiks friendship, it ain't real, bro. You feel me? It's yeah. Akademiks is powerful. They're gonna show love. They're gonna glaze him a little bit. Akademiks got a lot of money, and he one of the people who is damn near. He not on the Charlemagne or Joe level. Well, he is on the Charlemagne Joe level, but just not tied in with the corporations as much. You feel me? So nigga gotta have some kind of allies within this shit. You feel me? It is a free country. Niggas gonna say whatever they're gonna say. Akademiks Adin Ross gonna pop it however he wanna pop it. But anytime a nigga, I'll be real too. I think Akademiks secretly don't really fuck with Joe like that. You feel me? I think he got like a lot of respect for him and shit like that. But I think when Joe was in the show screaming in his face and shit like that, embarrassing him in front of the whole world, I think Akademiks remembers that shit, and he still fucks with Joe. But I think it's one of them things where like they like frenemies, dog. Akademiks is a nigga that holds grudges, bro. Anybody that played with him and all that kind of shit, like he probably still hate Vic Mensa to this day, dog. Erykah Badu, like he when you see him get drunk and go on these rants, the same people he dissing, Joe violated him way more than all of them niggas, bro. Academics ain't showing up to Joe crib for a birthday party or nothing like that. Academics ain't meeting Joe's family. It's like a frenemy thing, bro. Academics don't really fuck with Joe like that. It's just like a respect thing, like a OG, like he was dissing me, but now he's fucking with me thing. But I think Academics low key doesn't like Joe for real. So when a nigga like Adin Ross gets on stream and starts popping it about Joe, he gonna just let him rock out. That's how you know somebody fuck with you or they don't. You feel me? And I understand, like, if you got two friends who beefing or whatever like that, you might not want to pick a side. But if somebody start violent, we're not gonna talk about the homie on the we could talk about something else. Like, you're not gonna really violate the homie or whatever like that. Like, that shit ain't cool. You feel me? But it is what it is. As far as the Joe and Adin Ross thing, it ain't really that big of a deal, bro. It's always gonna be some kind of internal conflict or some kind of like content conflict. That's what I call it, to where niggas probably won't even really remember this shit months from now. It's just like it's just whatever. You feel me? Even as far as Academics, the way he beefs with niggas, Academics done beef with that. Like, bro, Joe shouldn't even be calling the nigga on his show, bro. He fucked up a lot of shit with Rory and Ma. Now he beefing with Mona for whatever reason, and Mona had the best breakdown of Act, bro. That's why I fucks with Mona a little bit. Like I said, I fuck with Mel as far as on the intellectual part and her being more mature, but Mona's gonna say what she really feels, bro. She's a chick from Philly, a hood chick from Philly who moved to Delaware, who blew up, bro. She wasn't really even trying to do content. She just naturally, the world found her. That's different than somebody trying to. That's different than what I'm doing right now. That's different than what Joe's. That is just way different. You feel me? She was just on Instagram trying to have fun and just blew up off her looks and her being funny. So she's gonna give her real opinion. She's still, like, even when they was asking about what happened on New Year's and I'm in the house with family cooking smoked ribs. That's like one of our cousins from the hood. Any black nigga who spent time in the hood, who got family in the hood, like, y'all got a cousin just like her. So Mona gave the best breakdown of Act when it comes to any of this shit, bro. That nigga is a weirdo. He is square. I'm a square too, but like I said, a nigga like Act is the most pathetic version of a nigga. Like, you can't, one thing about him though, you cannot discredit his hard work, and you can't discredit, he's a smart dude, bro. Like, even when he's one of them dudes that if he was doing a video about French Montana, he gonna come with facts about Morocco, facts about everything. Like he's a smart guy, bro. He's a smart guy, a hard worker, passionate, you feel me? But just him as a man is pathetic, yo. Any nigga, and I've been a nigga that had alcohol issues before and shit like that, but any nigga who just sits in the house in front of a camera with a bottle of Henny, pissy drunk, to scream and all that shit like that, and big Act, that's pathetic, you feel me? Because I'm one of them dudes who, I ain't a thug, but I believe on just standing on your 10. Like, we seen Act on camera too many times have niggas curse him out and don't say shit. He's outside now, but he's running around with armed security and shit like that, going to NBA Youngboy concerts and shit like that. But when he was really in these rappers' faces, they was dissing him, and he was letting it slide. Even with the Migos interview, Joe felt the energy. Act was glazing so hard, he just let them niggas play with him right there. And I'm not really one for the ego or all of that, but I'm just saying, it is what it is. But Digital thugs him out.